The number 65 Yamaha R1 made its debut at the hands of six-time FIM Superbike World Champion Jonathan Rea for Pata Yamaha Promedian WorldSBK yesterday morning, beginning a two-day test and a new chapter for both team and rider at Circuito de Jerez Ángel Nieto. While inclement weather on Tuesday meant just 7 full-timed laps were completed, 12 in total, today was a chance for the Northern Irishman to really engage with his new R1, and the team as early winter Spanish sunshine allowed more track time. Completing 68 laps after an early lunch, Rea took the third fastest spot on his final lap just before the end of the test, with Remy Gardner making the fastest lap with a 1 minute 38.448 seconds, which would have seen him take pole position last weekend. The next chance to get further acquainted with his new R1 WorldSBK for Rea will be on 20–21 November back here at Jerez, alongside teammate Andrea Iannone, with a key focus on 2024 development with Yamaha's engineers. My first feelings with this team have been fantastic, ever since I agreed to make the move. Both the team and Yamaha have been really welcoming and making everything easy. The first test was just about getting familiar with the bike. It was a bit of a shock. I had a lot of different sensations than I am used to, but in a positive way. The R1 is very user-friendly, not necessarily easy to go to the absolute limit just yet, but easy to ride. It generates a lot of traction which encourages you to go fast and inspires confidence. You can get into the throttle and use the power of the machine. It feels good, and now I can see how Toprak was riding the way he was, also Loka being so competitive this year. It's all good. Just a nice first contact with the setup and the team, so I expect next time we can get more deeply into it. Step by step today we have tried some different things, fork spec, different tire combinations so that I can understand how the Yamaha uses different compounds. I could see from the past that Yamaha have been able to maximize the SCX tire. I requested some different electronics setup, but not really too much. I have been using the current base setting, let's say, of the R1, and in the next test we will start to work on development parts. A really positive experience on both days, and the R1 is feeling more like my bike, particularly as we have been lucky with the weather this afternoon and got through more than we expected. I'm sure I could wake up tomorrow and even more performance would come, but now I have to wait a couple of weeks. Thanks to everybody. I really enjoyed myself. No one questioned that Andrea was a talent, but it was almost impossible to expect that, after 4 years without riding a racing bike, 5 years after his last race in Jerez de la Frontera, he finished the first preseason tests around 8/10 from the first of the day. Today, finally a complete day of test, thanks to the warm sun of southern Spain, the maniac was able to start working on the bike, testing all types of tires, both in hot asphalt conditions and with the fresh wind towards the evening. The work on fine-tuning the electronics and the comparison with the other riders was also important, a fact which allowed the number 29 to lower the references session after session, improving mainly in the second part of the track. He did the low 40 pace several times, then in the last hour he opted to use the SCQ. Usually, it is not easy to exploit this particular tire with extra grip at the first attempt. 1.39.335, almost 8/10 improved, ending in 5th place. Despite the tiredness and arm pumps, due to little training on this type of very physical motorbike, the lap time obtained surprised most of the paddock staff, almost exceeding all expectations. There is still a lot of work to do, especially on the race pace, but the smile that Andrea showed at the end of the day fills the hearts of the whole team. He has his head down and a lot of work, with the aim of further sewing the bike together in view of the next tests, at the end of January. Today was certainly a positive day because we managed to lap much more than yesterday. This allowed us to better understand the bike and the tires, which performed very well. The approach on the Panigale was a shock for me, lightning fast. It's a bike that has very high power, and today my arms suffered a little from this. I thank Ducati and the Go 11 team for all the effort they put into this test. It has been crucial our positive mood to face this tests.